I'm Rubina.
And I'm Layla.
Welcome back to our channel, Elementary My Dear,
where we make nutrition science easy for you to digest.
So today, we want to talk about your but no, for real. We want to talk about bowel movements, if you will.
Yeah. That's the more politically correct, professional term, bowel movements.
We'll put our professional hats on for just a second.
Yeah, and I feel like this is something we don't really talk enough about, because I feel like poop has a little bit of a taboo behind it.
Yeah. People are uncomfortable talking about it. I think like with a lot of, if you feel unwell in other ways, if your arm hurts or if your leg something, like you'll just go to the doctor, you'll complain about it, you talk about it openly.
Yeah.
But with gut-related things, tummy-related things, it's kind of more like hush-hush. There's shame around it.
Which sucks, because I know that my bowel health really plays a role in my mood, plays a role in my overall well-being. Like when things are working well down here, I'm working a lot better up here.
Absolutely. My husband will attest to this. If I don't have a good bowel movement, I am a grump monster the entire day.
I don't blame you. It's uncomfortable.
It's really uncomfortable. Yeah, absolutely. So
let's get into it.
Let's get into it. Specifically.
Now you're intimately familiar with our bowel movements. Let's get into it.
We want to talk about the really important role of fiber.
Which I feel like everyone kind of knows the link between fiber and bowel movements. I think that's the number one sell on all these fiber supplements and foods that are high in fiber. It's it makes you regular. It makes you regular. Get some fiber. It makes you regular.
Yeah. But what is regular even? What does that mean? So regular, even though the word, it definitely has a connotation about frequency, and that is an important part of it, regular also kind of refers to the quality of the bowel movement, if you will, the consistency.
I think
and
you guys know what we're talking about. Sometimes you get those poop and they just come out in one log, and you don't have to wipe.
The clean sweepers.
Yes, exactly. Versus, you have the ones that are like the little rabbit poops, or really you have to strain to get those out.
That sets you up for a bad day. Hey?
I agree.
But regular, in terms of frequency, what's healthy or normal can definitely vary between people. For some people, what's normal or healthy might be a few times a day. For others, it might be, 3 times a week. So it can definitely vary in terms of that.
Yeah, and so I guess when people aren't regular, I think most people think of constipation. So constipation, it can be, as Rubina mentioned, it can be frequency, but also there is the consistency aspect. So someone can be having bowel movements every single day, but if they have to really strain to get them out, or the volume isn't sufficient, they don't feel cleared out afterwards, that can be considered constipation, where another person can be going every other day and have really good, healthy bowel movements, and that would be regular for them. So, there is the aspect of frequency, but also consistency.
Absolutely. And fiber can really help with both aspects of that. So maybe we should explain what fiber is first.
Yeah.
So fiber is actually a type of carbohydrate, and it's a type of carbohydrate that passes through our digestive system kind of unchanged. Our bodies don't break it down. We don't have the proper enzymes to break it down. So even though, carbs are typically considered to be 4 kilocalories per gram, fiber is not, because our bodies aren't actually absorbing it.
There's 2 types of fiber: insoluble fiber and soluble fiber. I will start by telling us a little bit about insoluble fiber. So everyone who's had a little corn chunk, when you look back after and you're like, ooh, that little corn chunk, that's an example of some insoluble fiber. And basically that means that it doesn't mix with water. And so what that does is it adds a little bit more bulk to your stool, if you will. So a little bit more bulk to your stool. And those little pieces of corn, or if it's a seed from something that's seedy, it kind of rubs against the mucosa, or the lining of your colon, and your colon wants to protect itself, because what is rubbing up against this? So it will produce more mucus, and it will produce more water, and that water goes into your poop.
I love how you're dancing into this.
I'm
really feeling it.
I'm really passionate about this.
Yeah, I can tell.
But yeah, so basically that rubbing of those corn, or the little pieces of carrot or whatever it is, that rubs against the inside and it adds water by making your colon produce more water and more mucus that goes into your poop and keeps it a little bit softer. So you get one of those clean sweeps.
Yeah. And the other type of fiber is soluble fiber. And, as its name suggests, that type of fiber can actually dissolve in water. And by doing so, it actually forms a gel-like thickness substance in your digestive system. And that really helps slow things down. And in our large intestine, the fact that, it's pulling in water and it's making that gel, it actually keeps our stool soft so that, the muscle contractions can kind of very easily push it out during your bowel movements. So as you can see, they both kind of really help with keeping us having those healthy bowel movements.
Yeah, getting enough water in there, keeping them moist. And when your food goes through your digestive system and it arrives at the beginning of your large intestine, it is about 90% water. So it's very, very, very liquidy. And so that ideal poop that formed, what did you call it again?
Stool?
Yeah, formed stool. The clean sweep you said, that's what you called it.
Yeah.
That is about 75% water, which seems like quite a bit of water, but really that's what you're kind of aiming for. If you have a stool that is a little bit firmer, that can be around 72% water or less, and that's where it makes it really difficult to get it out. And then a more liquidy, maybe diarrhea-esque poop would be 78% or more. So it's really about achieving that balance to get a good stool. And the role of your colon is to get all the electrolytes and all of the water that might be left in the food to make sure that we're really getting the most of it. And so your body works by pulling the water out and pulling the electrolytes out, but sometimes it pulls out too much, and that's why you get those harder stools. So we want to make sure we have enough fiber in there to keep water in our stools to make them easier to pass.
Yeah, absolutely. And some examples of soluble fiber, or like foods that have a lot of soluble fiber, are some fruits, things like fruit pectins with apples and pears, legumes, like beans and lentils, as well as oats and psyllium. You might have noticed, if you ever got Metamucil or any type of fiber supplements like that, those have psyllium in them.
Yeah, insoluble fiber, really good is wheat bran. So that's why people, one of the reasons that people tote whole grains. So whole grains have the entire grain, and that outside portion of like a wheat grain, for example, that's a form of insoluble fiber, and that creates some of that kind of rubbing of your colon that makes it produce more water. Other whole grains like the corn, for example, the outside, that is a whole grain and it kind of rubs up on there.
So how much fiber do people need?
Well, honestly, a lot more than we're getting. Studies have actually shown that Americans, which it's true for a lot of people in the Western world, about 5% are getting enough fiber, which means 95% of people are not getting enough fiber. So for women under the age of 50, it's about 25 grams of fiber per day. And for men under the age of 50, it's about 38 grams of fiber today.
Just today, though. Tomorrow, we'll see about tomorrow.
Today and every day. And that's what keeps us regular. And I know it can kind of be hard to quantify that, but the good thing is all these high fiber foods, or a lot of these high fiber foods, have it on the package. It's under the carbohydrate section. It will say fiber, how many grams. So when you're looking at bread, for example, look at how much fiber is in there. Also, legumes, great source of fiber. See how much is in there, and maybe try and add those to your diet a little bit more.
Fresh fruits and vegetables are great sources of fiber. So yeah, we can find both soluble and insoluble fiber in a wide variety of foods. We just want to make sure we're getting an assortment of them so that we can get both the effects that we talked about with soluble fiber and insoluble fiber. But even beyond bowel movements, fiber is actually really important for a wide variety of reasons. For example, when you eat foods with a lot of fiber in it, it actually slows down how quickly food leaves your stomach. And what that means is that you can feel fuller for longer. And it also helps kind of slow down the blood sugar, your sugar entering the blood, which means that your blood sugar levels will stay more stable over time.
Not only that, soluble fiber trap something called bile acids, which are made out of cholesterol. So you end up pooping out more of your bile acids, and so your cholesterol that's in your body is used to make more bile acids, and it brings down your blood cholesterol levels, which is pretty cool as well.
So after listening to all that, you might be really gung-ho about increasing your fiber intake, and that's great. We love the enthusiasm, but we do want to be careful with how quickly or how much we might be kind of introducing a bunch of fiber-rich foods into our diets.
Yeah, so take it slow. It's a baby steps. Then get up to the recommended level. You also want to make sure that you're getting enough water. So as you mentioned, fiber works by pulling water into your colon, but if you don't have enough water in your body, you're going to end up a little maybe more constipated than you would be. So yeah, make sure you're hydrating enough if you're getting more fiber.
Yeah, exactly. We hope you found this useful, and happy pooping, everybody.
We hope everyone has great days because of their great poops after watching
Yeah.
this video. So make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a video. And subscribe to our, or not subscribe to, follow us on Instagram. Yeah, thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.